They're from New York, so they played in LBC, and they're also brother and sister. Yoki's the older. And if you know the results of this tournament, you know that Yoki proved herself absolutely superior and won the tournament. But you know, it's fine. See, I like how they start off with because they're family. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Like they clearly showed that they're friends. This is the first tell of how this set is gonna go right here. Look at this. Look at this crouch. Oh, the step duck. The step duck. The step 2G. That's the first sign of how this set is gonna go, right? Yoki poking with a lot of lows and a whole lot of fucking step 2G. He poking with a whole lot of lows. Got to condition him to want to duck here. Yep. Finally gets a little bit of advantage there. Yoki goes for a roll. I won't say that that wasn't an interesting situation, because Aswell has I believe Aswell has 3B. 3B actually catches roll here, but I think the problem was Joe moved forward. So if you move forward, you have to 6-6B. 3B will no longer catch roll. From the space that he was at originally, 3B would have caught a roll. But from here, you have to 6-6B, and he doesn't. He goes for a, what is that, a wall standing 3B? Or a wall rising B or wall rising 3B? One or the other. I'm not a full crouch 3B. I don't know all of Aswell's notations. I apologize. Right, and then after that, he puts himself into a situation where it's not a whiff punish, but it is advantage Yoki. He wakes up with that wall rising B. This is safe on block. Yeah, she likes step block. I'm not sure if it actually happened there. I'm not sure if that was a step block or just like a hard call out on the muscle buster. No, it was just a hard call. It almost looked like a reaction. That was a really delayed duck for Yoki. Jesus. Jesus. Yeah, I tried to go into a stance there, I believe. Jesus. Something that Joe's going to do this whole set that I really want to commend him for. Is even when he takes damage off of nice jump attack to at least attempt to get over those long range lows, right? Very hard to throw her. Get too close and she's going to crouch. She's going to step block, or she's going to, you know, just duck. She's going to step duck or she's going to duck. Yeah, I think that's a ring out. And the teabag. So what I was saying was, I commend Joe's efforts to get in, right? Because even as Aswell, without a weapon, you can't really fight Mina from out there, yeah. So he goes for a whole lot of big buttons that might be -12, -14 to get in, because in his head, and I can rationalize it, right? The first time watching this set, I was like, why does he keep doing these big like that? Those big buttons, -12, -14. Well, Mina's punishment is not amazing, right? So even though he uses this 6-6A+B right here to get in after this, and takes an I-12 as a punish. Big whoop, look at the damage. You're in there, baby. And look at the damage and the frames. I think it's like +2 or 0. It's not super plus, see? It's not super plus. And even Yoki knew that it's not super plus, so goes for a defensive option. Joe gets all this damage and a soul attack off of it. Phenomenal. I don't know why it dropped, but phenomenal, right? That was just, it's smart play to just go for what might get you punished, but will get you in, especially in a matchup like this. See, that one's not going to get you punished because break attack. That was another step crouch, right? That was not just a raw step. That was not a raw step. Bloop. Step crouch. Right, that was the beginning of the crouching frames. That's what he caught, surely.
Something as well.
This is actually already...
Here we go again.
Yeah, this is actually already a pretty interesting set, because they know each other so well. So there's a whole lot of Yomi going on here. I love that Mina is a character with a polearm, and Oki. Great. See, so Joe finally tries to call out that walk up step, right? I mean, that walk up, the crouch on walk up, right? But he was slightly too late. If I'm not mistaken, we do see Yoki crouch here, right? As he runs up, Yoki crouches for a second. The BB starts up. Immediately she stands back up. He tries to call it out right there. Ooh, the plus frames. Oh, see, he didn't do anything off his plus frames there. As a matter of fact, after he didn't do anything off his plus frames, he put himself at the wall, which is kind of fucking scary. Yeah, kind of fucking scary. And like, that's the really obvious option to go for, is the muscle buster, because it's such huge reward. But it also kills step, which is something Yoki just fucking loves to crank on, especially in this matchup. There it goes again. Another step tug. Shades of SC2. Oh, tries to go for another run-ups throw. Damn. That was an interesting tech crouch option, especially because after this situation here, after this situation here, a lot of times Joe goes for an option that is either a mid or a low, she must have felt super gutsy and knew that she had to elicit a fast reaction to stop her from step crouching, which she tries to do. Right? And then here again, tries to stop the step crouch. No step crouch, just the crouch. That's all right there. That's all he wanted to do. Maybe that's not what all he wanted to do, but it seemed like that was a deliberate decision to try to stop her from step crouching, because in Soul Charge is I-12. Maybe it's I-10. I think it's I-12. Yeah, that 3A to start off the round wasn't something big like the 6-6 A plus B, but it still gets you in for free. And it has a similar animation to Spear. I mean, not to Spear, to 3B. Yep, another get in free. Yeah, there we go. See, when Yoki starts to try to roll, you gotta call it out. I guess if any Mina, right? If you're looking at this in like a generic sense, if you see your opponent rolling a lot on your Oki so they don't have to deal with the mix-up of 3B or Muscle Buster, you gotta start 6-6 being them. Oh, another step crouch from Yoki. Yoki just cranking on those things. That was a nice whip punish. Oh, Joe does not want anything to do with it. He's probably gonna 6-6 A plus B here in a second. Yeah, I'd have done the same. Does the crouch before the 6-6? I mean, the step before the 6-6 A plus B, which is pretty nice there.
These two clearly hate each other. Clearly.
I love that they're like talking up the sibling rivalry on commentary. Oh, tries to press an AA, or maybe it was an AB. That's a pretty good punish. Immediately Joe going for the Joe classic. That's what people used to call that. As soon as you're kind of further away from him, throws out a weapon art. Yeah, especially sword art, specifically sword art. Yeah, that was a cookage. Getting caught in the corner here with no meter as Aswell feels really bad. That's my assumption to why he went for that reverse ledge there, right? Because if that reverse ledge hit and put him into the mind game, he could just like use K to get out, and then he also gained a bunch of fucking meter. But instead, you know, he gets smoked.
You can't step. What you gonna do?
But instead, gets smoked. I like that hard call out. I really do. Again, right? Not dealing with any that's a punish. You can punish there. Interesting backstep. We haven't seen too many backsteps on plus frames from Yoki, right? When Aswell has plus frames, we don't see her backstepping too much. It's usually like a defensive button to get her out, or it's a step crouch. Oh no, that's death. Yeah. I'm not sure what button he went for here, but this is a pretty bad situation. Anyway, the only thing that I can think of to do here is like Spear Art or 6-6 A plus B. That's like the first two things that come into my head. So it's very interesting to see him do A plus B here. I'm not sure if A plus B has a guard impact attached to it. And that's what he was hoping to beat, was the 6-6 A from Yoki. He was trying to beat that, and he did it slightly too misspaced and a little off tempo, and because of that, gets smoked by it. The same thing he was probably trying to beat, as a matter of fact.
They got the info. They always know.
Yoki wants this trophy, though.
We know that Yoki is winning.
Ooh, again, right? So even if that's, yeah, big punish. Even if that's blocked, it's only an I-12 punish. Yep, take your K. That's fine. See, I enjoy that from Joe. I really do. These 6-6 A plus Bs also do a number on the lows that Yoki really seems to be throwing out in this matchup. I'm not sure if that's like her player thing, because I've played both of these players before, a pretty decent amount, and she doesn't seem to use this many lows against me. So it might be a matchup or like a familiarity thing. Like maybe Joe doesn't check his toes too often. Oh, nice. Calls out the second hit of this string. Is not afraid to challenge here. Screw the fact that you could get, you know, counter hit retract. Just calls that out anyway, because if it's either vertical option, if it's 236 BB or 236 BK, your AA here is fast enough to just call it out and take the round. Hey, what's up, I Bring Terror? We're just rewatching oh shit, I played these two in a SC cabinet in Defend the North 2019. Yeah, they're really good. They're really good, Bun. Hi, I apologize. I've been so into the matchup, the match analysis that I forgot to say hi to chat. And hey, I Bring Terror, how are you doing? I don't want to miss any possible crucial interactions. Now this is the first crucial interaction that I wanted to note on the side of Yoki as being unconditionable. They're super good and pretty nice to hang out with. Being unconditionable. That was a step crouch getting called out by 8A. Joe's been doing this so often, they don't land their mark. He finally lands one. You know what the next thing she does is?
It was nice talking to you.
Watch this, watch this.
People out there. I'm officially firing myself from commentary. You'll never have to listen to me.
Step crouch. Unconditional. Like, it doesn't matter that 9-8 hit me once. It was once. I'm sorry, not 9-8. 8-8. 8-8 hit me once. Why do I care?
HyruleHeroJoe has to force something on the offensive end. Blocking will get you nowhere.
I think you're kind of forced to soul charge in retaliation here.
That meter removed by cracking his soul charge.
Oh, that's scary. It does block it out. I think that's death after this. Yeah, this is one more interaction for Joe. It could be one interaction for Yoki, but it's a little harder, right? She doesn't have like the most she doesn't have the most phenomenal punish tools. So Joe could use something that's punishable here and get away with it. I really like this. Puts himself at like an even life deficit, right? Now they're like even. They're no longer, he's no longer losing. And then after this situation, backs the fuck away. He's like, no, I don't have to approach. Goodbye, taking my punish, and I'm just walking the fuck away. Right, there's 48 seconds on the clock. A timeout is very Yoshi does rule. It's very unlikely to happen, right? Gets a 12 frame punish, whatever, no problem. Still continues to play safe. So there's no fucking way that what's the word I'm looking for here? There's no way that there's a timeout happening, but threatening it there, especially with a character with fast back steps like Aswell and good long range rules. I mean, good long range tools. I said rules because I just read Siegfried rules. God dang it, chat. Thanks, guys. Long range tools like Sword Art to stop her from. I'm fine. How about you? Decided to play Yoshi only until I can actually pull him off, kind of. I just don't use the super hard stuff with Yoshi. I'm a Siegfried hater. Siegfried's for babies, but it's fine. Siegfried's for babies. He uses 6-6-A to get in a lot start of round, so it's like hard to mention it as an option, like as a good option there. It's just like her go-to de facto option. Seems pretty smart too. Oh, it assumes that only the first hit is gonna come out and Yoki's gonna try to step, so he doesn't just hold the reverse load. He lets it rip. Get smoked for it. It's not too much damage, but it is a knockdown. You don't really want to get knocked down a lot versus Mina. Just pretty good Oki when she keeps you close. At least it's not Hilda. I don't like Hilda either. At least Hilda has an interesting like design. I don't think Siegfried's interesting. He's just a comeback monster because of Dark Legacy and big buttons and lethal hits in Dark Legacy that should not exist, but it's fine, whatever. The quick teabag. I'm not sure I'm not really sure what the fuck just happened there. I'm gonna just assume after this punish, Joe just goes fucking ham, right? Look at this. Goes into 2 different stances, uses a low, calls out a duck, calls out another duck, right? And then just what do I analyze? What do I analyze there? There's nothing to analyze. Joe just conditioned her to be worried about, you know, highs and lows on wake up. Especially because he was an axe that whole time. Because he was an axe, she had to worry about muscle buster. Gets into axe, which is nice. Yeah, still trying to step and step crouch and stuff. Gets blown up a few times for it. Yeah, take the 12 frame. You see how she took the 12 frame and just backed away. Because there's not too much that Mina's going to be able to get off of that. Oh, that's pretty big damage. And it's good ring positioning, right? Oh, no, Joe. What are you doing? Assume that maybe, just maybe, she was coming in. And he was wrong. I'm not sure why he didn't block that overhead. I want to go back. This definitely looks reactive. I'm extremely confused how the fuck he got hit, but it's fine. It happens. Maybe it was like a super late step. He saw it starting up and decided, yeah, let me try to step it, and got hit. Yeah, -12. See, you see how she takes the punish. She does the punish, and after the punish, he still presses buttons. As a matter of fact, technically, he built himself a little life lead after being punished, which is pretty fucking hilarious. Like his uses of 6-6-A+B to get in, I can't be mad at. Because it seems to be working pretty well. Mina doesn't get too much off of it. That was a step crouch, and then she stood up. I love it. Or maybe it was just a regular crouch, and then she stood up. It was great. Like, I like the adjustments Joe made on a lot of these things. He did start to call her out a lot. Oh, goes for the... See, so after all of those lows, got peppered in with muscle busters that whole round with a bunch of lows. She decides here. After this... I want to go for a vertical AGI. So if he goes for a run up 6xB or a run up 3B, I get my punish and I get Okazumi, right? A lot of Mina's combos are going to build her close to half a bar or half a bar. So she gets a soul charge after that to begin cheating at the game, right? But instead, Joe just hangs back for a little bit, watches the whiff, gets a full punish. That was really nice. Like if that wasn't some sort of autopilot decision that she just makes on defense, that was 100%. See, look how much meter that was off of this combo. This is exactly the combo that I'm referring to. So if that wasn't an autopilot decision, it was a really strong decision. It was a really smart decision if it worked out, because look at the damage here. A lot of damage, and now has 2 bars from a bar and a half, roughly, right? So if she had landed that combo last round, she would have put herself into a situation where she had soul charge and could potentially come back. Yeah, Yoki will crank on that soul charge. Like, you know, again, Joe really likes letting those weapon arts swing, and Yoki's just waiting for him. Once again, the 12 frame punish doesn't get anything off of it. Nice backstep again. I think that's a pretty good time to, I was gonna say, I think that's a pretty good time to, nice. That's a pretty good time to soul charge, because Yoki's runs out right here. Once Yoki's runs out, that's a perfect time to soul charge. Now, it's weird that he didn't just do 668 plus B again, especially because it would be a break attack there. But, whatever. Those step crouches, even from that range, like, just worried so much about Aswell's space. See, again, just trying to beat the muzzle buster. Yep. Backswing from the range wants nothing to do with being over there. I like the stage position that they both play at. They try not to play near the ring edge at all. Any tip on what's important on Yoshi? Oh, 3A, AA, 3K, full crouch 3K as a big mix-up option, and meditation kick, med K. All very important moves. Very, very important moves. You can even say at lower level 3B is pretty important too, because the reverse mix. It is minus 16 maybe, if you just do the first part, but you have Dragonfly and then you also have the stance to go into. Once again, 12 frame punish. Yoki starting to call out the potential checks after this, because it's either 0 or +2, like I said. So after this, gets her punish and then takes a backstep, so that if there is a challenge, she can hopefully get a punish, right? Didn't get a punish there. Joe didn't go into stance. Probably saw that it did not connect and did not press K after. Pretty smart that he's hit confirmable. But then immediately takes a huge chunk of fucking damage because Mina Oki, let's go, baby. The same thing that he's been like pushing for super hard the whole set, he finally gets. Again, 12 frame punish. I think the weapon that he had was slow enough that that was smart.
Looking for the big call out, and you were telling me before the tournament started with Mina, that's what I said.
Oh, you know, I don't think that was reaction. That was probably, yeah, that was probably flowchart from Joe. Joe has like, I won't say a tell, but when he's in low HP, he fucking loves weapon. And of course, you know, as Yoki, as his sister and someone who probably plays him very often, holds it out pretty well.
So much success with this tournament, by the way, taking people to the skies on that twister. Love it. But she was ready that time, not choking these late game situations and trying to crawl back and force a decisive game 5. Beautiful duck.
Dang, was that another step crouch or was that just a regular crouch? I actually didn't see it. I can't be too sure with Yoki. See, there it goes again. You can even see when she whiffs step crouches that it's coming out. You're like, yeah, she's gonna do it. I don't know if this is like it defeats Joe super badly or it defeats Aswell super badly. I'm not sure. Because if you do like step crouch stand up, I don't know if you get hit by 3A if he has one of the slower weapons. He is using a lot more 3A and weapon arts than he has been. Right? I think after game 2, so beginning of this game, he started using a whole lot more. Take the 12 frame. Oh, late on the 12 frame and then get punished for it because just stay standing. After eating 2 3B lethal hits in a row, I'm sure you probably don't want to get 3B lethal hit. Again, right? So there's that roll that I was referring to. After the dash here, right, gets a knockdown here, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken. After this dash, you can no longer Oki 3B someone. You have to 6xB to catch their roll because you get closer to him. If you 3B, they can roll it clean. But Yoki tried to immediately press a button. Looks like it was meant to be a wall rising B, but got a 2B instead. a wall rising, a crouching 2B. So I mean, it happens.
Into muscle buster, gets blocked.
Oh, slow it down. No more. You better do something. All right, Yoki sitting on the bar as well.
Oh, that was super clean. Super clean. Very, very nice spacing from Yoki. I've seen Aswell players do this a lot, right? Even as you're backing away from them here, obviously fucking backing away from them, full screen, they still send it. And that's exactly what she was banking on there, right? To get a huge punish. Not going to be a kill even with guts, but it's going to be one mix-up. No, it's going to be more than one mix if she doesn't use a really strong mid. And he wakes up backstep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We teabag siblings over here.
Wake up backstep kind of good though.
You know, if I knock you down and I'm going for a mix-up and you see those magical words in the top left of the screen, that's
Yo, wake up backstep kind of clean though. Let's go forward. Okay, there we go. Nice. It was a pretty decent GI punish. Better to get any GI punish than to not get one at all, right? Damn, so much meter build on the side of Yoki and Mina. Mina builds so much meter. Right? Look at that. Look at the adjustment here. Look at the adjustment here. I love that Joe does this. It may go down to a game 5, right? And he may not win it. May not. But at least here, after this, and the check here, he does run up 3A, then another 3A, right? To call out any step crouches. No fucking step crouches, sis. Sit your ass down. Ooh, waits as long as possible. Damn. Took his counter hit though.
She recovered from the throw.
Damn. Oh, the start around 9. Oh my. The Joe sequences are some of the most powerful Aswell sequences that you can ever see while watching Soul Calibur 6, just so you know. They're very fearless, powerful sequences. You know, you've got to admire. You've got to admire that he knew exactly what he was fucking looking for here. Right after this. You've got to admire that he knew exactly what he was looking for, but because his timing was wrong, he still got fucking smoked. So it's sad. She does drop her combo there and then tries to make it a reset opportunity. That was supposed to be B6B. Or B6, my bad, B6.
She hit him so hard it knocked his pants off. Alright, so charged. Voice of reason. Spinner.
Right, does not get to backstep there. That was really nice. Damn, again. Yoki calling out these weapon arts. He does them so frequently whenever he's in low life soul charge. Low life soul charge, Joe really cranks on that.
Running on 2 rounds straight. Trying to put
so scary right now.
Uh-oh. Yeah, this is just like the Yoki Zimmy pain train. Doesn't even go for the 12 from there. Would rather get a potential counter hit. Goes for a backstep into the 6A. That's what that was. And I mean, it didn't work out for her. He just soul charged instead. He said, fuck, I'm not dealing with that shit. Ooh, tries to go for a step crouch into an immediate button and gets called out for it. Uh-oh, Joe. Yeah, speaking of Joe, you might be dead. Oh, you know, I think she just assumed that was going to hit. And I think Aswell has a punish for that after this. Maybe not because he no longer has a weapon, right? Because here, you block that and you're at a range where you can 6B. 6B hits. But because he doesn't have a weapon, maybe 6B slower. I don't know if only AA and BB are affected by weapons or if all of his buttons are. Because if all of his buttons are, I can understand why he doesn't challenge.